Welcome back to Excel, a mental evolution podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Seth Rose, and today is episode 37, where we are talking about developing a morning routine. So, how do you win the morning, or how do you go about your morning routine? This is more than going down and hitting brew on the coffee pot, or packing your lunch, or um, your normal exercise routine. This is a mental routine that gets you in the right headspace and kicks the day off um, appropriately. Um, there's a lot of celebrities, professional athletes out there that all have a particular type of morning routine. Some journal, some spend a little bit of time meditating. And if you're already doing something, that's great. I just want to provide a quick 4-step process that I typically use, and I try to do it every single day. There are days that I don't, but this process for me can take anywhere from 10 seconds to a minute, depending on what I'm doing. And it's quick, effective, and it gets me going in the morning, quite frankly. So the first thing here is I'm a big breathing guy. I like to do deliberate breathing practices. And so I always spend the first moment when I can, usually when I'm walking downstairs or if I'm upstairs in a different room. And I just do 1 to 2 deliberate breaths. Obviously, I'm not doing an extended practice, so I'm not focusing on relaxation. But what I'm doing here is I'm checking with my breathing. I'm being very intentional. It's a low, slow breath. And what this does is it gets me to be present, and we'll highlight that at the end. The second thing is I just give myself a moment to think about something that I'm grateful for, whether it was the day before or that current morning already. So maybe I'd have like a pretty cool day lined up, and I say like I'm really grateful that today's going to be awesome and I get to do some cool stuff. Or there's something yesterday where maybe I was grateful for somebody. Maybe my wife had cooked dinner without me asking when I got home, and I was really surprised, and it was a great dinner, and I can give that moment of gratitude, and that helps shift those emotions to be a little bit more productive and positive for the rest of the day. The third thing that I do is I set an intention. How do I want to show up? Not what do I want to do, but how do I want to do it? And so a prime example of this is maybe I'm going to be giving a presentation that day or a workshop, and instead of saying like I want to do really good for this workshop today, maybe something my intention is I want to connect today. My intention is to connect with individuals, and so the workshop is the proxy for that or the vehicle for that, and I'm connecting with the people that I'm presenting to, if that makes sense. And then lastly is I just give myself like another couple of seconds of silence, no noise, eyes closed, and just being present. The breath helps me shift into that mindset, but maybe I'm focusing on like grounding where my feet are. I'm making sure that I'm just there. Maybe I'm very present. Maybe I do shift back to the breath. Maybe I hear something and I tune in onto that sound. Or maybe I'm listening very intently to the coffee maker brewing the coffee, but I'm very present in that moment, and it's a quick couple of seconds. And that's how I go about my morning routine, and I feel like that gets me in a good headspace. And as you can see, it wasn't something like super in-depth or crazy, which you can always expand on this, but these things get me in that right headspace. So 1 to 2 breaths, moment of gratitude or reflection from the previous day or what you have lined up, an intention for the day, and then just a moment to be present. And then you can go about your other routines, maybe you like the coffee, the lunch, and the exercise or the meditation or the journaling. By all means, keep it going. But that's how I win my morning, and we'll catch you on the next one.